So before we get started with today's video, I wanted to first provide a little bit of background information on why this video is coming out now when all of the climbing was technically filmed literally 2 years ago in April 2018. So as much as I wanted to make this video back then, I was just starting to make videos and I didn't know how to present this video in a way that didn't seem repetitive or boring. And so I wanted to do this video justice. And although I had written out a script and I had filmed like 2 to 3 hours of talking footage that I will never see again. Okay, so for today's video, dang it. Okay, so for today's video, there's a truck outside, so I have to wait. It's gone. Okay. Intro. Intro. I just wasn't happy with how the video was turning out then, so I decided to shelve everything. I wrote down all the dates, all the attempts, so that I could make the video sometime in the future when I could actually be happy with what I was making. Flash forward to 2 years and here we are. Just a little bit of background information on, what I was like at the time 2 years ago. It was April 2018, so I had been climbing for 4 months, almost 5 months. And at the time, I was going to the gym on average about 4 times a week. So sometimes I would go 3, sometimes I would go 5 or 6. So I was doing a lot of climbing back then. And when I had first seen this problem, it was at TCS, or the climbing competition that Touchstone holds every year at all of their gyms. So when I first saw this problem, I didn't know what the grade was. To this day, I'm still not sure exactly why I became so fixated about this problem in particular, because I'm not the type of person really to do long projects. I don't know, it was just something about this one that had me so fixated, and I think it was because 95% of the problem I felt like I could do relatively easily. It was just this 5%, this tiny, extremely technical crux move that I just could not get down, and it was bothering me so much that I couldn't get it. But yeah. Anyway, I had a lot of fun making this video and I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I'm so happy that after 2 years, I can finally take you on this journey with me. So without further ado, please enjoy my longest project ever. So my first attempts of this problem were filmed on the same day that I filmed the Climbing with My Best Friends vlog with Jacinda and Jess. We actually did a lot of climbing this day, so I'm honestly surprised I was able to try it as many times as I did. I was probably just excited because I was able to get through half of the problem relatively quickly and thought that it shouldn't take me too many attempts to get past the crux and finish the second half. But we all know how that turns out. That day, I would try a grand total of 8 times. At this point, I was alternating between a static reach beta and a dynamic swing beta that honestly could have used a little more oomph, but it's okay. It was my first day and I was still getting used to the moves and body positioning. I also didn't know if I should hook using my heel or the front of my foot, so I was alternating between those options as well. I felt that heel was better technique, but at this point I was climbing in my first pair of climbing shoes, which were 3 sizes too big and felt loose even with socks on. My foot would slip pretty far out of my shoe whenever I would heel hook, so yeah, that was a thing.
You're always on my mind, all the time. You're always on my mind.
Okay, so we're back at Cliff's. Jess is here again. And I'm gonna try to do that 5 that I couldn't do last time because it's eating me up inside. Man. That was really unattractive yawning. Okay, so just finished warming up and I'm ready to try the V5. Kinda nervous, but now or never. Pick it up, pick it up. At this point, I still felt pretty confident that I could send this problem without having to do too many attempts. This time I would be climbing it fresh, so I felt like I had a better chance at doing the static reach beta because I would have more strength to perform a lock off with my left arm so I can reach up with my right. Unfortunately, my lock off didn't bring me high enough to reach the target hold. I think. It's hard to tell because I couldn't hold it for longer than half a second. Which begs the question, was it really a lock off? Was it? Eventually, I would accept the reality that I didn't have enough strength in my left arm to perform a proper lock off, and so I finally opted to try and build enough momentum to swing up to the target hold instead. It would be quite a while before I get this motion down properly.
Hold on, you must be playing tricks with time.
So the one time that I got kind of close to touching it, I heel hooked, so I'm trying to go back to that strategy, but it's still pretty out of my reach. I think I just have to go for it and swing into it, even if that means I have to keep trying the beginning over and over again, which is a little bit daunting, but
You are always on my mind, all the time.
we said we were gonna take a break, and then I think we're gonna call it because Jess, JR, and I have a lead climbing class tomorrow and don't want to burn ourselves out before that. So yeah, hopefully I can do the V5 before it disappears forever.
That you're always on my mind.
Okay, so I made it to Cliffs and it's 6:51. Apparently we have until 6 o'clock or whenever the instructor decides to start the clinic, so I have a little bit of time. I don't think I have time to warm up, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm also gonna try wearing my new shoes, which are only just becoming not extremely painful, but my old shoes are so loose that I have to wear socks. So maybe this will, I don't know, we'll see. So I'm definitely comfortable with the beginning of the problem at this point, and this is my strongest looking attempt so far. I may have even been able to pull off the lock-off beta if I didn't hesitate, but of course, I did. On this day, I have to rush through my attempts since I only have 7 or so minutes until our lead class starts. So things go downhill fairly quickly. So I'm at Cliff's for our second lead class out of the two-part series, and I'm here an hour early, but it doesn't matter because the section is under construction because they're changing the mats underneath the V5, so I can't try it anyway. I'm really just hoping that they have it until we come back from San Francisco because I won't be able to try it again until then. And I'll probably come here after I land, to be completely honest. So yeah, we'll see you on Wednesday. What I get to make you mine. What are you doing to me? Wait a second, take it slow. Wait a second, don't you know? So this was filmed 2 weeks after my last attempt, and I honestly don't remember why it took me so long to come back. Maybe I was scarred from taking the absolute worst lead climbing test of all time in San Francisco, but that's a story for another time. If you want to hear it, comment down below and I'll think about it. I definitely need to remember how to do this problem. The first couple of tries were done in my old pair of climbing shoes, probably because, as I would later realize, my new shoes were actually half a size too small. Of course, I would only acknowledge this overcompensation after months of torture and repeatedly telling myself they would stretch out. They never did, and I would eventually exchange them for the right size, but not before filming this. So yeah, for the remaining 2 hours of the session, I'm probably in a lot of pain. I need to keep my right foot in more, I think. More momentum. It would take me 20 attempts to realize that in order to gain any actual height, I'd have to swing more like a pendulum instead of my usual pelvic thrust. It would take me 23 attempts to actually get enough coordinated momentum to reach the target hole. Alright, so I finally got my hand around it before the momentum from the rest of my body ripped me off, but it's progress. And there's the kicker. If I produce enough momentum to actually grab the target hold, it removes the pressure from my heel hook. If I can't generate enough pressure in my heel hook, my foot slips, my legs fall, and I can't carry all the downward momentum of my weight by hanging with my right hand alone. So now the question is, can I reach the sweet spot, where my swing has just enough momentum to let me grab the target hold, but not so much momentum that it pulls my foot out of its heel hook? You've watched me perform this crux move many times until now, but let's go over all the different coordinated actions I have to execute simultaneously to pull it off. With my left foot, I have to push off as hard as I can so that I can drive my swing as high as possible. With my right foot, I have to dig into my heel hook as hard as I can so that I can leverage my right leg and add even more drive to my swing. But I'm not just pulling down, I'm squeezing my right leg in and pressing my foot hard against the wall so that I can maintain the constant pressure, keeping my heel hook secure to the juggy crimp. With my right and left arms, I want to keep them as straight as possible so I can create the biggest possible arc going up. At the top of that arc, I have to pull hard with both of my hands, then rotate my torso toward the wall to give me more length, and then catch and hold onto the target hole. Of course, I can't actually be thinking of all that because the more I think about it, the more likely I'll screw something up. After so many repetitions of focusing on each individual aspect, I can only hope that my body forms enough muscle memory to get everything right, all at the same time.
Wait a second, take it slow. What are you doing to me? Hold on, wait a second, don't you?
It's 6:37 in the morning on a Tuesday, and I feel like today is probably the last day that I'm going to try this problem. Not because it's the last day that I want to, but I just feel like it's either going to disappear by the next time I can go, or I can't build my strength up until, like, I can't build my strength up as to the point where it should be by the time it gets changed. So, I don't know. You never know, but I feel like today's the last day probably, so. At least the weather's nice and gloomy, rainy. This is my breakfast today. Gigantic banana and gigantic apple. Look at that. Does my hand look like a kid's hand? My hand already looks like a kid's hand. Alright, I'm gonna try to do this first one slowly and see if I can just hold myself up there and reach for it. We'll see what happens. At this point, I had tried the swing beta so many times that I was convinced I just didn't have the reach or coordination to pull it off. Honestly, I don't think I put 100% effort into any of the attempts on this day. I remember feeling like I just wasted a lot of time and effort, especially after having previously spent an entire 2-hour session on this problem alone, and with no progress to show for it. I was feeling pretty defeated.
You're always on my mind, all the time. Hold on, you must be playing.
I can get up there, but I can't hold on.
What are you doing to me? Hold on, what I can to make you mine.
So I decided that I'm done for today on that one because I'd already feel myself getting tired and I don't want to waste an entire climbing session trying that problem like I did last time. I'm not strong enough yet, and I want to get better more than I want to get myself tired and try to finish the problem when I don't think I can right now. So I'm gonna put my more comfortable shoes on and just climb.
Hold on, wait a second, take it slow. What are you doing to me? Hold on, wait a second, don't you know that you're
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god, I've been doing that for a month.
Yeah, good job.
That was my first time.
It's a fun one.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got it after 1 month. 1 month of work. Like when I got my hand on the hold and I was still up there, there was a second where I was just like, wait, like is this really happening? Am I like where I'm at right now? Like I paused. I definitely paused for a moment and I just soaked in the fact that I was at the point where I was fantasizing what I would do when I got to that point. I mean, the rest from there was just super easy. And I got it. Yay! That was definitely the longest project I've ever had, and definitely the only one that I recorded every attempt. I mean, it's just so awesome having done it, and then now I can just move on with my life and do other things. I think I'm pretty sure I was like shaking when I sat up there. I was shaking from excitement, and I just couldn't believe it. But B5 over and out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't know why I'm wearing this jacket right now. It's just so hot. Oh, also it's TCS today at lab, touchstone climbing competition. So even though I'm not at lab, I wore the shirt. And you know what? Maybe that was it. Maybe it was the good luck from wearing the shirt, because the magic of TCS was suffused into this shirt, and I was able to do the problem because I was wearing the shirt. Who knows? Maybe that's why. Okay, it's freaking hot. Time to go. There's Tim again. See him. Bye, Tim. Okay.